Hey, I'm Tron and this is Word, the daily Bible chapter exploration series. Exodus 22 is the destination today, 32 verses long. Israel has arrived at Mount Sinai, where the Lord has revealed himself to the nation and committed to an arrangement where Israel has special status with God, receiving his blessing if they in turn will follow only him and his direction. Moses has given the people 10 commandments presented by the Lord, and they are now in the process of being fleshed out. In this chapter, it begins with a theft of property. If it is sold or destroyed after it is stolen, a restitution of 500% of the value is to be paid back to the owner. If a thief is caught in the act, there are potential consequences. Verse 2. If a thief is caught in the act of breaking into a house and is struck and killed in the process, the person who killed the thief is not guilty of murder. Conversely, if the homeowner is aware of the circumstances and can see all that is going on, the consequences change in verse 3. But if it happens at daylight, the one who killed the thief is guilty of murder. A thief who is caught must pay in full for everything he stole. If he cannot pay, he must be sold as a slave to pay for his theft. Restitution becomes the central part of the message moving forward. If an animal grazes on someone else's land, the owner must compensate for what is eaten. If a field burn gets out of hand, the responsible person must compensate for the damage. Double value must be paid if lent money is stolen and the thief is caught. Ownership disputes must be settled before God. The guilty party pays back twice the value. If something is lent to a neighbor for safekeeping and is lost or damaged, and the neighbor is found guilty, the owner is compensated for the loss. If innocent, no repayment is required. But if it is borrowed and the same happens in the owner's absence, the value must be paid back. If something is rented and is lost or damaged, rental fees should cover the loss. Premarital sex results in marriage, including the compensation to the bride's family. The fee even stays in place if the girl's father doesn't permit the marriage. And witchcraft is a capital offense. So is bestiality and idolatry. Foreigners have an elevated status. So do widows and orphans in verse 22. You must not exploit a widow or an orphan. This is to the point that the Lord promises to go after anyone found to mistreat them and make widows and orphans out of their families too. Next, one should be considerate when lending money to someone. One should honor God and respect those in authority and mean it when giving something to the Lord, described in verse 29. You must not hold anything back when you give me offerings from your crops and your wine. You must give me your firstborn sons. All the firstborns must be dedicated to God. And animals attacked by predators can't be eaten. There will be more calls for justice and 3 annual festivals to be observed tomorrow in Exodus 23. Until then, Word.